Hello everyone and welcome to your lampshade making tutorial. Today we're going to make a 30cm lampshade from one of the lampshade kits that we have on the website. There's also a 20cm version there as well, so regardless of which one you have, whether it's 30 or the 20, the process is going to be exactly the same. So what I'm hoping to do today is to talk you through the process of making a lampshade. There is the instructions just in the kit just here, so you can also follow these as well, but I'm going to give you some hints and tips as we go through things that perhaps aren't on the instruction sheets that I think are really handy to know. So it's a good idea just to watch the video or keep sort of pausing it as we go through if you want to make as we go along. Now, I've opened up my lampshade kit. So first of all, thank you for those of you that have bought a lampshade kit. So lovely, and thank you for your support. Inside your lampshade kit, like I say, you will have the instruction sheet. You'll also have the 2 ring sets. So this is the one with the shade carrier. And you'll also have the ring that fits inside there as well. So depending on what size the lamp base or the ceiling light is, you might need the little ring carrier just inside. So I'm going to put that in because most lamp bases particularly and ceiling lights will need the carrier just inside. So you just kind of pop that in. It's a little bit tricky. There we go. So you can see that just fits inside there. So I'm going to pop that there for the time being. And you've also got the regular ring as well. So I'll pop that down there for the time being. Instruction sheet. Inside the box, you'll also have some red tape and one of these as well, which is our little rolled edge tool. And it doesn't include this on the instruction sheet, but there is some of this extra sticky tape. Now, I've got it on a blue roll because I order it by the roll, but I've given you enough for the hem of your lampshade. So it should look like a little tiny rolled up bit of double-sided tape. Just be careful when you take that out because it's very, very sticky. So just pop that to one side. I'm going to pop my roll to one side just for the time being. Now, the first thing we need to do when we make the shade is flatten out our lampshade panel. So this will come all tightly rolled up. So the best thing to do is just flatten it out. If you want to do that overnight, you can do. You can pop it under some books. Or if you want to sort of get it out and just massage down the sides like that, if you do it a few times, it'll start to get quite flat. Mine's got really flat very, very quickly. Now, you'll also have a fabric panel of your choice. Now, today I've opted for the Badger design because it's one of my favourites and it's also one of the best sellers as well. My panel's slightly smaller than yours just because I cut it from the roll, but you'll have a panel that is bigger than the heatproof lining that I've included in your pack as well. So the first thing to do when you've got your panel of fabric is just identify where the pattern is. So you always want to be working on the back of the fabric, not on the front. Okay. Identify where the pattern is. Now, if you've got the B pattern, it might be worth just putting some very slight pencil dots where the pattern repeats. So it's in a grid shape, the B, because it's very, very light. It's a bit trickier to see through the back of the fabric. But here you can kind of see, I can see the Badger print through the back. So I'm going to pick a point at either side, and I'm going to pick the same point. So for the Badger, it's going to be the top of the ears, just here. And I'm going to place on my double-sided adhesive heatproof lining, and I'm going to put it this side down. So the sticky side that you're going to remove the backing off, I'm going to put that face down. Now, like I say, these top 2 corners here, I want to line up. So with the top of the ears just there, I'm going to go slightly above. Actually, I'm going to go for the just below his nose on one side. And then I'm going to find the same point on this top end as well. And what this will mean is when you stick this down, the top and bottom of your panel will be exactly aligned. So you'll see when it goes around, the pattern is horizontal all the way around. Now, before we stick this down, 2 things that you will need that aren't included in your pack, which is a pair of scissors. And these don't have to be fancy scissors at all. They can be very, very basic scissors. And you'll need a pencil as well. Okay. So now I've got my piece of fabric aligned and the panel on the top aligned, and it's all running straight across the top. I can start to think about sticking this down. Now, what we need to do here is remove the back panel, but rather than remove the back panel and try and stick it all down in one go, I'm going to remove the panel from one side, tuck it under, and then slowly remove it and stick it as we go across the heatproof lining panel. Okay, this will make more sense when we do it. So I've got everything nicely lined up. This side, I'm going to start to remove this paper from the adhesive panel. Now, the best thing to do here is to rest your arm, I find, on the rest of the panel so it doesn't shift and move about and it doesn't move away from where you want it on this end. Okay, so I'm going to lift this side up, maybe 30 centimeters or so. And I'm going to push this paper lining down underneath that adhesive panel. All the time I'm just checking that it's still lined up with where I want it to be on the pattern that's running straight across the pattern. Okay, so gently, I'm just going to start to push this down and stick the adhesive panel to the fabric line, for the fabric outer of the shade. So what we've got now is probably about 20, 25-ish centimeters of this shade of the adhesive lining stuck down. Now, this isn't going to move now. Don't have to worry too much about this, but the fabric could move on this side. So we just still, like I say, need to be aware that it's running straight across the top. But what I can do is, this paper that we pushed under, I can start to peel this back. Just running my hand across that adhesive lining. So box that way. Beginning to stick that down. I can see that it's still running very straight across the top. Okay, don't rush this, just take as long as you need. You can pause the recording at any point. And then what I can do is just run my hand across it, making sure that this is all stuck down at the top, through the middle, and across the bottom as well. Okay. So what we've got now is our adhesive lining is stuck to our fabric panel, and you can see we've got some excess here across the top, excess at the bottom and down either side, which you'll have on your panel as well. Now, here's the point where we're going to need the pencil. So I'm going to run the pencil all the way across the long top and all the way across the bottom. And you can see at the top and the bottom, we've got two strips of the adhesive lining, which have got a kiss cut. Okay, I'm also going to run the pencil just down either side, just because we can, why not?